Hello, welcome to next session. In this session, we will solve GATE 2012 XG Fluid Mechanics paper. First of all, one marks question. In a two-dimensional flow field, the velocities in the x and y direction are u and v respectively. The shear stress for a Newtonian fluid having dynamic viscosity mu is given by option A mu bracket curly v by curly x minus curly v by curly y. Option B 2 mu curly v by curly y. C 2 mu curly u by curly x. D mu curly v by curly x plus curly u by curly y. Okay. According to Navier-Stokes equation, the stress is stress is the matrix stress is given in the matrix form. Okay, here it is sigma xx. It can be sigma xy or tau xy, and this is tau xz or sigma xz. This is tau yx, sigma yy, tau yz, tau zx, tau xz, tau zz. Then this stress is equal to pressure. Okay, pressure will be in same axis or y by or in judges, okay, and at all other surfaces, okay, or at all other planes it will be okay, and the shear component will be sorry will be mu 2 curly by curly x, okay, and curly by curly y plus curly v by curly x, and here curly u by curly z plus curly w by curly x, curly v by curly x plus curly v by curly y, 2 v by curly y, and curly v by curly z plus curly w by curly y, and curly w by curly x, curly u by curly z, and curly w by curly y, and curly y v by curly z, and 2 curly w by curly z. So when two-dimensional case is there, then there is and only x and y are the two dimensions. So then tau xy will be equal to this here it is 0 mu curly u by curly y plus curly u by curly x. Okay, so this is the answer. Option B is the answer. So it can also be remembered in this form. Okay, that is pi. I is identity matrix and 2 mu and e. E is your uh, E is your ij. Eij is 1 by 2 curly u by curly y or xj, okay, plus uj or v or by curly xi or curly x, okay. So depending upon k direction, it can be ik or jk or okay, or anything else, okay. So answer is your option D, okay. Next, in a potential flow, the superposition of stream functions of a uniform flow and a line source give rise to dividing streamline representing option A Rankine half body, option B infinite circular cylinder, uh, C infinite rotating circular cylinder, D infinite elliptical cylinder. So when source and uniform flow is present, it forms a Rankine half body, and when source, sink and uniform flow are present, then it forms Rankine whole body. Okay, so answer is A. Okay. Next, next is question number 3. Given that V, L, and G are the characteristic velocity, characteristic length, and acceleration due to gravity respectively, the expression V by root Lg represents proud number is option B is answer. Match the devices in column 1 with the characteristics in column 2. Column 1 orifice meter T and Q13 meter. Column 2 high head loss and low cost. 2 high head loss and high cost. 3 high low head loss and high cost. 4 low head loss and low cost. So answer is your D. Okay. Because P is equal to in P there is high and low. Okay, therefore the speed is very high. Okay, and it is a low cost uh, measuring device. Okay, and in ventimeter there is walls are provided. There are walls provided, so it is a low head, low device, and because of the wall pressure, that is of high cost. Okay, the question was what answer is. Identify the visualization method that shows a path line is an unsteady flow, assuming that the camera covers the required field of view. Option A dye is continuously injected and snapshot is taken. B, a dye is continuously injected and long exposure picture is taken. C, a bulb or drop of dye is injected and snapshot is taken. D, a bulb, blob or drop of dye is injected and a long exposure picture is taken. So path line is defined by the injection of small drop of dye being injected and then the snap should be taken. Okay, and whereas the streak lines are determined by the a dye injected and a long exposure is taken. Okay, so answer is your three. Question 6. In case of fully developed flow through a pipe, shear stress at the central line. Option A function of axial distance. B, a function of central line velocity. C, 0 and D, infinity. At the when the flow is fully developed, the shear stress at the center is 0. Okay, and shear stress at the wall is negative. Okay, and the center it is invisible when the flow is fully developed. Okay. Next, the velocity in one-dimensional unsteady flow is given by x square minus t, where x is the position and t is the time. Total acceleration at any instant x and t is option A minus 1 plus xt plus x cube, B minus 1 plus xt plus 2x cube, C minus x minus 1 minus xt minus x cube, B minus 1 minus 2xt plus 2x cube. So u is your x square t. Okay. Now acceleration of u with respect to t ax is d by dt. Okay. So it is uh, d by dt is curly by curly x or and curly x by curly t plus curly u by curly t. Okay. Here curly u by curly x is your 2x and curly x by curly t is your u. Okay. And curly u by curly t is your minus 1. Okay. Putting this value we can get expression and answer is okay. Next. If phi is the stream function and the Laplace equation phi square psi, oh sorry, delta square psi is 0 is true when the flow is, so when the stream function exists, then it is a case of incompressible flow. When it is phi, yes, Laplace equation, then it is rotational flow. The flow is both incompressible as well as rotational, irrotational. Sorry. So answer is your B. Next. A fully developed laminar flow through a pipe is taking place. If the flow velocity is doubled, maintaining the flow laminar, the pressure loss would be a half. P unaltered, P doubled, P tripled. Okay. So in a laminar flow through pipe, the average velocity is given by 1 by 8 mu minus del P by curly P by curly x to R square. Okay. So it means the average velocity is directly proportional to curly P by curly x. Okay. So when U is doubled, okay, when U is doubled, the pressure loss will also be doubled. Okay, for the same length. Okay, and again by Hogan-Poiseuille formula, the P1 minus P2 rho g is here. This 32 mu U L rho g t square. Okay, so when U is doubled, then this P1 minus P2 will also be doubled. Okay, so answer is just uh, C. Next, 2 marks question. In the following equation, u and v are velocities in x and y. direction respectively at t and t time. Flow field that cannot be termed as incompressible is u is equal to x square, sorry, x cube plus xy square, v is equal to y cube plus yx square, and b option u is equal to 10xt minus 10yt. T option uh, y by delta raised to power 1 by 7, v is equal to 0, delta constant, u is equal to 2y, and v is equal to 2x. dx. So for the flow to be uh, incompressible, okay, this continuous equation for incompressible flow should be satisfied. So it is curly u by curly x plus curly u by curly y. Okay. So u here in the first option is x square, x cube plus xy square, and v is here y cube plus yx square. Okay. So curly u by curly x is 3x square plus y square, and curly u by 3y square plus x square. Okay. So here it will be 3 plus 1 4. Okay. And here 3 plus 1 4. So that is not equal to 0. So hence flow cannot be equal here. In all other cases, this condition is satisfied. Okay. So answer is here. Next, a U-tube mercury manometer as shown below is employed to measure pressure of an oil-filled vessel. The density of Hg and oil are 13600 kg per meter cube and 800 kg per meter cube respectively. The gravitational acceleration may be taken as 10 meter per second square. The gauge pressure at the point A when H1 is equal to zero point 0.5, H1 is equal to zero point 0.5, okay, and H2 is equal to zero point 0.9, okay. So options are 118.4, 10.3, B 118.4, C 11.84, D 1.184. Okay, so it is in transfer. Okay. Now at this and this balancing here. Okay, 1 1 and 1 2 2. Okay, at here the pressure is PA. Okay, and your head is H1. H1 is your zero point 0.5, and the specific gravity of oil is your 800. Okay, sorry, density 800. Okay, and your G is your 10. So rho GH at pressure 1 at 1 the total head is your PA, total pressure head is PA plus rho GH, and at the 2 2 the total pressure is your density of mercury into G into H2 H2 is 0.9. So balancing this, we can get the pressure at 11,844,400. As we have not taken the atmospheric pressure here, okay, so it will give the gauge pressure. Okay, so answer is here 118400 for the option A is the okay, option A. Next, water is supplied to the tank at a rate of zero point 0.02 meter cube per second, as shown in the figure below. The cross-section area of the tank is 1 meter square and inner diameter of the outlet pipe is 60 mm. At a time when the water level in the tank is increasing at the rate of 5 mm per second, the average velocity in meter per second of the water in the outlet is approximately. So this is the outlet pipe and this is the water level. This is the inlet pipe, okay, and this is the tank point of water level, okay. So we have to determine the average velocity of water, okay, in the outlet pipe. Approximately. Option A 0.005, option B 0.06, option C 5.3, D 20. Okay. So let Q1 be the discharge water input, discharge, okay, volume of water input, okay, and Q2 is the volume of water, okay. So if Q1 is more than Q2, then there will be increase in water level, okay. So the increase in water level will be Q3, Q1 minus Q2, okay. Now Q3 is given as the at the time the water level in tank is increasing by 5 mm per second. Okay, so the increase in area of the tank is here 1. The cross section area is 1 meter. Okay, so this is the rate of increase of discharge. Okay, sorry, rate of increase of water level or amount of volume of increase of water level. Okay, and here it is a point Q1 is your 0.02. Q1 is the water is flushed, so Q1 is water supplied at a rate of 0.02 meter cube. So water is supplied at 0.02. Okay. Now from this we can measure uh, Q2. Okay, we can calculate Q2, and Q2 is nothing but uh, rate at which the water leaving the uh, outlet pipe. Okay, water leaving the tank or water discharge to outlet pipe. Okay, that is area of this pipe into V2 is equal to 0.015. So V2 comes out as 5.3 meter per second. So velocity is 5.3. So option C is the right answer. Next, question number 30. The water level in a gas pressurized tank with a large cross-sectional area is maintained constant as shown in the figure below. The water level in the tank is 4.2 meter above the center line as indicated in the figure. The gas pressure is your 130 kPa. The atmospheric pressure and gravitational acceleration and density of water may be taken at 100 kPa and 10 meter per second scale. Okay, gas atmospheric pressure, gravitational acceleration, and your density is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Okay. The neglecting the losses maximum velocity of water at any location in the portion of delivery pipe for the pressure not to drop below the atmospheric pressure is okay. So this is the figure given here. There is some gas with the given pressure, and this water level is at 4.2 meters from this pipe. Okay, and here the atmospheric pressure is maintained. Okay, so so we have to determine the maximum velocity. Okay. Now the gas pressure is given as 130 kPa. So the pressure here is 130 kPa. Okay. And velocity at the top is as we can assume that velocity at this level is zero, and velocity at this level is zero. Okay. And now this level is 4.2 meter above this level. Okay. So here the pressure is atmospheric. Okay. So we can apply the Bernoulli equation here. Okay. So applying Bernoulli equation. Okay. So y at 1 1 and 2 2. Okay. So it will be P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus H1. Here P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus H2. So H1 is sorry V1 is your 0. H1 is your 4.2. And your this is atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure is your 100. Okay. The total pressure is gas pressure is your okay. Gas pressure is 130 kPa. That is total pressure. Okay. And atmospheric pressure is 100 kPa. Okay. Or from this we can find out D as 12 meter. 12 meter per second. So answer is here 12 meter per second. Okay. So answer is here 12. Okay. So that is total pressure of the gas. It includes the atmospheric pressure, not the gauge pressure. Okay, because it is not mentioned here that it is gauge pressure, so we have to take here the pressure 130 kPa and here the pressure as 100 kPa. If the gauge pressure is given here, then we take 130 here and 0 here. Okay, so answer is your 12 meter per second. Okay. Next, the figure given below shows typical non-dimensional velocity profile for fully developed laminar flow between two infinitely long parallel plates separated by a distance along y direction. The upper plate is moving with a constant velocity u in x direction and the lower plate is stationary. Match the non-dimensional velocity profiles in the column 1 and with the pressure gradient in column 2. Profile 1, profile 2, profile 3, T is profile 1, profile 2 and profile 3 and column 2 is 1. Curly B by curly x is greater than 0, can curly P by curly x is less than 0 and curly B by curly x is equal to 0. Okay. So options are, we have to match these options. Okay. When this two profile is there, okay, then it is a linear profile, and for which the del p by curly p by curly x is 0. Okay, so p is your 3. P is sorry, q is your 3. Okay, and q is 3 in only option. Okay, so answer is A. And whereas when profile 1 is mentioned, okay, so the change in pressure with respect to x will be less than this. This is your profile 1. Okay. Option A is the let us see the explanation. The profile 2 is linear and upper plate is moving which creates linear velocity profile. Okay. There will not be any pressure drops to profile 2 is positive. Okay. As the velocity is increasing, you can see that here the velocity is increasing. Okay. Here u is increasing. Okay. Velocity is increasing in the fluid more than u, okay, which is at the cost of pressure drop. Okay, so profile 1 is correspond to, okay, here the velocity uh, is more as compared to linear profile. Okay, so it is at the cost of pressure drop and here the velocity is less, so it is at the pressure will increase. So this is the explanation. Air flows a spherical Air flows over a spherical storage vessel of diameter 4 meter at a speed of 1 meter per second. To find the drag force on the vessel, a thrust run is to be carried out in water using a sphere of diameter 100 mm. Density and dynamic viscosity of air are 1.2 kg per meter cube and 1.8 minus 5 pascals second, respectively. Density and dynamic viscosity of water are 1000 kg per meter cube and 10 to the minus 3 pascals second, respectively. Drag force on the model is 4 Newton under dynamically similar condition. The drag force in Newton in the prototype is approximately option A 0.25, B 0.93, C 1.08, and D 4. Okay. So here the air flows over a spherical storage. Okay, and its diameter is 4 and speed is given. Okay, so dynamically similar condition are considered. So the roll number should be same. So rho v d by mu for prototype and rho v d by mu for model should be same. Okay. So initially air is flowing, so density is 1.2 and viscosity is well 1.8 and 10 to minus 5. Okay, and diameter is 1 and velocity is sorry velocity diameter is 4 and velocity is 1. Okay, and in the second condition the density is your the water is flowing, so its density is your 1000 and mu is your 10 to minus 3. Okay, and we have to find out v and diameter is there and Good. Diameter is diameter is 100 mm. Okay. So from this we can find out velocity. Okay. So this is the velocity 2.67. Okay. Now the drag force on the model will be is given as 4 and 4 Newton. Okay. The drag force on the model is 4 Newton. Okay. So it is nothing but it is direct proportional to rho v square d. Okay. Where rho is density, v is velocity, and d is your diameter. Okay. You can say it is half CD half rho u square into area. Area is direct proportional to d square, and rho is there and u square is there. Okay. So the drag force of the model is 4 Newton, that is direct proportional to rho u rho v square d square. Okay. And similarly for the prototype it is also rho p v square d square. Okay. Now dividing the two, we can get drag force on prototype. Okay, putting the value of rho and rho p. Okay, we can get fp. So it is 1.08 Newton. Option C is the nearest option. Next, this is a question asked so many times in previous paper. The velocity of an air steam is 20 meter per second, density of mercury and air are 13600 kilogram per meter cube, 1.2 kilogram meter cube respectively. The gravitational acceleration may be taken as 10 meter per second scale effectively placed in a steam, assuming the flow to be incompressible, the frictionless. The difference between the stagnation and static pressure in the flow field would be approximately option A 1760, option C 1276, C 0.57, option D 5.57 indicated by the so difference of stagnation and static pressure is nothing but dynamic pressure that is given as half rho u scale. Okay, and rho is your 1.2 and u is your 10 meter per second scale. Oh, sorry, u is your 20 meter per second. Okay, so it is your dynamic pressure, and dynamic pressure is measured by this paper latitude and using mercury. So it is equal to rho mgh, and rho m is density of mercury, that is 13600 kilogram per meter cube, and h is your H is your 0.00176 meter or 1.7644 mm of H. So option B is the right answer. 1 meter. Okay. Next, common data question for question number 17 and 18. Okay. A vessel containing water density 1000 kilogram per meter cube and oil density 800 kilogram per meter cube pressurized by gas as shown in the figure below. Assume the gravitational acceleration is 10 meter per second. So this is the figure given. Here the gas pressure is 2 bar and this is wait. And here is the density of oil is your density of oil is 800 okay. And this is water. This is 1 meter. This is 1 meter. Okay. And this is oil. So this is oil. Okay. So now you have to put in the pressure regulator at the bottom of the valve inside the vessel is approximately. Okay. You have to determine the pressure regulator here. Okay. First question. Second question. The gate is 1 meter wide perpendicular to the plane of the paper. And the force in Newton and the force in Newton exerted by the gate is on the gate is approximately. You have to determine the force in on this gate. Okay. So the total pressure exerted by the gate will be by this gas, oil, and water on the bottom will be summation of pressure exerted by this all. Okay, that is 2 bar, and the head for oil is 1 meter. Density is just 800. By using Rodius, we can determine the pressure exerted by this. Okay. And similarly, uh, for water, we can also determine the pressure exerted by on water on the bottom. Okay. So it is the pressure exerted by the bottom is gas pressure, oil pressure, and water pressure. So this is 205, and this is 800 into 110. Okay. And water column is your 1000 into that head is your three. It is three. Okay, one, and one. Okay, so the total pressure will be summation of this. Okay, so that is 2.38 bar. Okay, so option B is the right answer. Next, when the now pressure on the top of the gate. Okay, so we have to remember the gate is one of the force generated on the gate is approximately. Okay, so the pressure on the top of the gate is your 2 bar. This is 2 bar. It's oil pressure. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So this is on the top of the gate 2 bar plus oil pressure plus water pressure. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is 2 bar. Okay. This is plus oil pressure plus 1 meter head of water pressure. Okay. And it comes over to 2.18 bar. And pressure on the bottom of the gate it will be this is at the top it is 2.18. Okay. As there is water below it. Okay. Up to the bottom of gate. Okay. So the pressure is will increase linearly. Okay. So this will be uh, rho GH and H is width of gate. Okay. Uh, that will be rho GH is 1000 into sorry. Don't take into 2. So we can say it is 2. Okay. Just replace 1 by 2. Okay. Because water is at the bottom of okay. So at the top of gate, the pressure is just 2.18 bar, and at the bottom it is at the head of water at the bottom is 2. Okay. So at the bottom the pressure is this. Okay. Now here the pressure is this. Here the pressure is this. Okay. And the area of the diagram, this area of this diagram will give the force per unit. Okay. So here it is this area is 2.18 into 1. Okay. And this area is point 1 into 1. Yes, that is 1 by 2. Okay. This is 2.23 Newton. Okay, 2.23 Newton. All options are in Newton. 2.23 Newton over 5. Okay. So answer is your C. Okay. Next, common data question for question number 19 and 20. A boat is propelled in still water at a velocity of 5 meter per second by taking water water at the rate of 1 meter cube per second from the aft side and discharging it through the stern using a pump as shown in the figure below. This type of question are also asked in this paper. Okay. The velocity of discharge jet relative to the boat is 9 meter per second. The effect of pressure at the intake and discharge can be negative. The density of water may be taken as 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Okay. So you have to. This is the aft side. This is stern side. This is pump. This is discharge. This is direction of flow. Direction of motion of flow. Okay. Now you have to calculate the power in kilowatt required to propel the boat. Option A 10, B 20, C 50, D 90. And total kinetic energy imparted to the water per second by the pump. Okay. So let us assume the boat is stationary. Okay. boat is uh, boat is moving with 5 meter per second. So if we assume the boat stationary and actually the water is still and boat is moving with velocity 5 meter per second. If we assume that boat is stationary and then the water will be appeared as moving with 5 meter per second. Okay. So then inlet velocity of water that is 5 meter per second. Okay. So add 5 meter per second and velocity related to as boat is stationary. So the velocity related so final velocity of the jet will be 9. Okay. Because we are assuming that boat is stationary, so relative velocity will be the same. Relative velocity of jet will be same as that of actual velocity of jet. Okay. So this is initial velocity. This is final velocity. So and mass flow rate is 1000. Okay, so the force exerted is mass into kg velocity. So it is here 400 4000 newton. Okay. Now now that actually the boat is moving with uh, velocity of 5 meter per second. Okay, so the force required to hold sorry the force is 4000 and power required to propel the boat is F into U. So this is 4000 into 5 that is 20,000 watt or 20 kilowatts. Okay. Now the total kinetic energy imparted can be determined by increasing the kinetic energy of the water. So relative velocity initially is your at entry it is 5 meter per second, at exit it is 9 meter per second. So kinetic energy imparted is half m Vr2 square minus Vr1 square. So putting the value you can get this. Okay. So this is 28 kilojoule per second of this answer here. Next, laying down supposition 21 and 22. The hydrodynamic bundle layer over a flat plate is shown in the figure below. The velocity in the x direction is approximated as u is equal to a plus b by plus c y square, where a, b, and c are constants. U is the free stream velocity and delta is the boundary layer thickness at any point x on the plane. So this is your boundary layer. U is your velocity. Okay, and this is the free stream velocity and delta x is boundary layer thickness. So this is x. Okay. So dimension of the velocity profile is u by u capital U, 2 y by delta minus y by delta square d u by u 2 y by delta plus y by delta square c u by u 1.5 y by delta minus 0.5 y by delta square d u by u 1.5 y by delta plus 0.5 y by delta square. Okay, and the displacement thickness in mm when delta is your 6 mm. Okay, so option are 0.225 d2 c minus 2 d. Okay, 2.25. So u is given as this. Okay. Now at when y is zero, okay, when this add or at the surface of the plate, okay, we have velocity is zero. Okay. So a is given zero. Okay. When y is delta or when y is delta or at the boundary layer, we have velocity equal to capital U. So u is equal to u. Okay. So u is equal to b delta c delta square. Okay. So y is equal to delta and also at the third boundary condition at the boundary layer there is no change in velocity. Okay, here the velocity will not change. Okay, so dy should be equal to 0 respect to y. Okay, so dy is your y delta is. Okay, so it will be your d 2c 2cy. Okay, so putting y is equal to delta, putting y is equal to delta, we can have this as 0, so this would be so 2c delta, so b is just minus 2c delta. Okay, so a is 0, b is minus 2c delta, and the equation becomes putting the value of a and b and okay, C, we can have this, okay, B in terms of C, okay, minus 2C delta y, C y cube, and so you become minus C delta scale. So see question number 4. Okay. Now this is your U. Okay, this is capital U or small u. Okay. And it is divided by capital U. Okay. Here, this is your capital U at delta. Okay. It is at delta. So capital U is just C delta minus C delta scale. Okay. And small u is your this is your capital U. Okay. And small u is your put in the value of B and C. So this is B is your minus 2C delta. Okay. So putting here minus 2C delta and dividing it by C delta scale, we get 2y by delta. And here we get by the delta scale. That option A is correct. Okay. Option A is your 2 by delta, 2y by delta by the delta scale. Okay. And now for displacement thickness, we have displacement thickness is given as delta 0 and 1 minus u by capital U dy. Putting this value, okay, we can have this, okay, and integrating it will be y square by delta plus y cube by 3 delta and limits are delta to 0. So putting the y is equal to delta, so it will be delta, and if delta is just 7, then the displacement thickness is the proven. Okay, that's all from the fluid mechanics, the chemical, etc. Okay, thank you very much.